Hi everyone, this is Natalie Noir and my co-host Dawn Mist, and we're from MySoulrenity.com. Thanks for joining us for our monthly segment called Soulrenity Sunday, where we broadcast on the last Sunday of the month. It's a complement to our site, and it's usually a short and spiritual forecast founded in our own intuition. We're going to talk about July 2019 and the things that are to come. Are you ready for July, Dawn?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I think
It's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
be
awesome.
awesome. It's going to
hmm
be awesome.
Yeah.
Dawn and I are really excited because we're going to get the opportunity to work together again. A lot of the work that we do is over the internet or on the phone or online or on, whatever. And so we're going to be together for quite a bit in July. We're going to be able to record a lot of stuff and give you guys back some of what we've been getting from you guys. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback, so we're really excited to be together. Um, but I think Don and I have talked about July a little bit, and it's not really a coincidence that July just is smack dab in the middle of the year. This is usually the time when everything is half in or half out, right, Don?
hmm Absolutely. It always feels like that though around July for me.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
it 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 always feels like an epicenter of one thing can go this way and one thing is gonna go that way, and sometimes it's all about making that right choice.
hmm
The right choice that feels right at that time. So what else?
And And so, July is the center of the year, and it also just speaks further to you being the center of whatever is going on with you. You are at the center of all that is going on around you and all that you're manifesting. Things are not happening to you, they are you. I know that sounds kind of crazy, and you might have forgotten that, but all around you is just a reflection of different aspects of you. Does that
That's
make
right.
sense, Dawn? Am I,
Yeah,
do I sound
yeah,
crazy?
not at all. We're big on my soulrenity with manifestation and creating your own reality, and you are the creator at the center of what you do, and you make those choices of whatever it is you want to experience in your life.
Absolutely. And so the message this month is going to be a forceful but necessary message. And I say forceful because it's going to keep beating you on the head until you honor and respect the message this month, which is life is an echo. And
I
I
like that.
wasn't the one who came up with this, but I like it too. And so I was like, let me bring it in today. And so what that means is what you send out is going to come back to you. What you sow, you're going to reap. Anything you give is going to be exactly what you get, and everything you see in others exists within yourself. So try not to be judged, or else be prepared to be judged. Try to radiate love, and guess what? Love is going to come back to you. So, again, if you don't give anything, you won't get anything. Right, Dawn?
Yep, that's how it's sort of this universal rule. What you what you put out there reflects back to you. And a lot of people, we think life is just coming at us, and experiences come at us, and it's all part of some weird timeline or story we tell ourselves. But it really, it's something a little more complicated but simple at the same time. So when you talk about putting love out there, you will get that, will reflect back to you. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen that a lot of times, and we meet a lot of people who say like, I give all the time. And so we ask them like,
Yeah.
look deeper. Are you really giving, or are you just giving because you are waiting for some unspoken promise reward? If you were to give someone a ride to work and maybe they just said thank you, and you might be offended. You might think, well, like, why didn't they give me gas money? Or why didn't they offer to buy me lunch? You might find yourself getting upset at the way they expressed gratitude to you because you were expecting to get something from giving something. So try to think back to the last time you really gave something and put something out there with no expectations or desires to get something back. And this is important. This is a message for me too. Like, I'm going to take this in this month because a lot of what I'm doing right now in my life isn't lining up with this. I'm doing a lot and I'm expecting a lot back. And that's not the way to go around it. That's not how you do it. And so when I sat and came up with the Soulrenity Sunday intuition reading this month, that's what smacked me in the head. It's really hard because we're conditioned, right? We
Yeah.
always expect something back, whether it's money or to be acknowledged with other people or, a present or anything. When we give something, we usually expect something back. And in my opinion, that's not really giving. So this month, it's important that you look around, you look at the current state of your life, of your lifestyle, of the things you're doing, of the things you're saying, and ask yourself, what would you change? It's probably something, if you really think about it, and it's probably something big. What would you change if you could? You have an idea, Dawn? You don't have to say it. We don't
Yeah,
have to
I
say
mean,
what it is, but we have ideas,
the-
right? We have things we change.
yes. Yeah, and it can even be down to, say, picking up, for in my case in my own life, being more creative. That's something that I've kind of let go to the wayside with everything
Mhm,
else, putting my attention and time into working and getting things done. That
mhm,
and that was great for the energy I was in, but I can tell that now that's kind of like it's interfering in the creative side of my life, and being cautious of being able to say, okay, if I don't have that creativity, you know, uh, I've got to change this. I've got to put back out there into the world this side of myself. And the universe usually gives you what, what you're saying. It provides back in different ways. So, like,
mhm,
if you are giving that person a ride to work, and you're expecting some specific thing back, and you'll miss the gift that you actually get back, because
mhm.
it could be something completely different than what you originally thought. It could be someone 2 weeks down the road buying you a coffee when you're out of money, or giving you change when you need it for gas. Like, these are the things that we can't expect, because we won't be able to receive, to
Right.
receive and to notice, oh, hey, yeah, okay, that's what I got. Yeah, okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's
you
not
know
always it's not always an even exchange, and I think that's where we get caught up. Is a lot of us are used to a lot of
Yep.
transactions in our life. And so we're asking you to just go deeper than the surface and ask, what can I give outward that would help someone else? What can I really give that will help somebody else? And that's hard, You might not like some of the things you do to yourself, some of the things you say to yourself, some of the ways you take care of yourself. And so we ask that if that's how you feel, try turning that outward and give that positive, balanced thinking and the way you are to someone else. If you can't give it to yourself right now, then give it to someone else. Think about what you can do to sort of help people who you see are stuck. So Dawn just said something to me which was important. She said, I haven't been creative enough. And so for me, I know that means now start talking more with Dawn about the creative projects that we have lined up, things that might get her moving in that creative direction that she wants to go. Okay. And that's exactly getting what you put out into the world. So Dawn might not realize it, but she's craving and needs creative outlet. She's a very creative person. Without it, she doesn't like herself. And maybe Dawn hasn't done the best job of making time for this because we've been caught up in so many other things. But I, as Dawn's friend, now will make sure I make it a point to remind her, ask her for something creative so that she can do that and make the time for herself. Will this work every time? Absolutely. But just like Dawn said, will you be aware of it every time? Absolutely not. And that's okay because you're not supposed to be expecting anything in return. And like Dawn said, it won't always be exactly what you think you're wishing for. The universe doesn't take orders from you or me or anyone. The universe gives you what you need and not what you think you want. So whatever energy you put out is exactly what you're going to get back. And that's why it's important we don't forget that we are the center of our own worlds, of our own manifestation, of our own hopes and dreams, all of our choices, our actions. These are going to come back to us when we put them out there. Right, Dawn?
Absolutely. And that's true. It will reflect back what you need too. If there's creativity, or like you're saying, you give me that, hey, have you been creative? And, oh, okay, that's you giving. And then there will come a point where I will reflect back to you whatever it is you need. It's odd, but it works. It not
Works.
slow,
We're just saying, try it out. Just try it out. You've got nothing to lose. Just try it out, because there ultimately are only two types of people in this world, and they're the givers and the takers. The takers are always going to eat better, but the givers are always going to sleep better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm going to let you figure out what that means to you. Ask yourself, am I a giver or am I a taker? And find out how you can recharge yourself for the day ahead and whatever is lying before you. But don't forget that life is an echo. Okay? Thanks for joining us.
All right. Stay connected with us on the web via our site, MySoulrenity.com. Follow us on Instagram for inspirational posts at my.soulrenity, on Twitter as msoulrenity. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all those things that make your soul happy.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next month.